Hello class, welcome to Big Bang Data Science Solutions, the free program in collaboration with a few Moroccan universities. Unfortunately, this is the last and final session of this program. It was hard, honestly, because of the time zone difference, but I really enjoyed providing the program. And as I mentioned yesterday, I hope this, for those who are new to the field, I really hope this would be their jump start to help them get into the field of data science and artificial intelligence. And it's an interesting field, and it is the future. Everyone should learn the data science and artificial intelligence. Otherwise, it is going to be very tough in the future to secure a spot as automation, to secure your spot in the market. I'm talking about jobs. Automation, unfortunately, is stealing our jobs. Data science is stealing our jobs. Artificial intelligence is stealing our jobs. So you got to learn data science and artificial intelligence before you are a victim of data science and artificial intelligence. So unfortunately, the program that we offered only address a part of artificial intelligence called supervised learning classification. This is only a small teeny portion of this science, and as I said, I'm really hoping this is going to be your beginning, if you are and the start, if it is, to get you in the field. During this 10 weeks program, we learned how to frame the problem. We learned how to frame the problem, and this is very important. Framing a problem is critical, because if you misunderstood the problem, most likely what comes after it is don't count. It's a waste of time, energy, and effort. Then after that, we had fundamental Python programming. After that, we moved into exploring, understanding data. Then we learned how to visualize and create some basic graphs. Then we learned how to pre-process data, how to deal with categorical data and numerical data. Then we learned how to deal and prepare, how to deal with missing values and outliers and skewness. Then we moved into machine learning, supervised learning classification. We learned about decision tree. Then we learned about naive Bayes and logistic regression. Then finally we learned about support vector machine and k-nearest neighbor, just from the applied surface. We did not go deep into how this model actually work. We did not dive deep into the mathematical part of it, which is not out of the scope of this program. So today we are going to learn how to deploy a model into production, if necessary, using an application called Flask. So we already built a model, mini models. So this is what we built yesterday. So we got a few models, and of course this is not everything. So the first thing that we learned about this data, number one, that we have a fact that is called dummy model, or simply guessing. If we were to guess if a claim is fraudulent or legitimate, we already have that in the historical data, and that is almost 75%. So we got a fact, we got a dummy model or base model, and we built some models. We built some models simply to compare how machine learning could do, comparing, versus guessing. So we got naive Bayes decision tree 83, got naive Bayes 75, 83 again, 83, 79, 79. The question that comes to your mind is which model is the best? Which model is the best? For this case, of course, if you were to look into the accuracy, we will definitely say one of these three. Logistic regression and support vector machine, and of course decision tree. If we were to look into the accuracy only, but that is not the case. You need to look into the model from different perspectives and different corners to give you a clear or a better comparison as per se. Okay, so now we are gonna try to build an INN, artificial neural net. I'm not gonna explain it because out of the scope of this program, but simply I'm gonna show you the code how to build an INN, and we are gonna compare it with machine learning, and of course we are gonna deploy the INN. But before we do that, have you ever thought what is the best predictors? Have you ever thought about the best predictors or the feature that must influence our target variable? So this is the data that we use to build our model, and we have the target variable. Yeah, this is our target variable. Have you thought about which feature out of these given features is the most influential to determine if target variable is legitimate, to determine if a claim is legitimate or fraudulent? Honestly, if you were to look into your data, I promise you might not even come closer to the most influential. You could probably tell me maybe meant as a customer. Someone could tell me witnesses, vehicle claims. As a human, we are gonna use the most obvious one. If I were to ask you, give me one feature out of these 39 or I don't know, maybe 135 features, give me one feature that is the most influential. So as a human, as I said, we are going to look for one that is clear and obvious, either related to demographics, related to finance, but that is not what the model says. The model, we are going to use one library. It's called Li5. Li5 is a visualization library that we can use to debug machine learning. So simply import Li5, then I use it to apply to the features. And guess what? This is the most influential. These are the most influential features. Is the hobbies. الهوايات يعني أمر صعب جدا باش يعني تقترح بأن الهوايات ولا الهابيز هي the most influential by areas. كاين في original dataset. hobbies had Okay, so this is the most influential. بالتالي يكون يعني من الاول زعما الى كنتي غير كتحيد الفاريبلز because you don't like them تقدر تحيد هذا. So don't remove any variables from your data unless you have a solid reason of removing it. Okay, شنو هي العلاقة ما بين accidents and hobbies? We need a psychologist. خصنا شي واحد اللي يشرح لنا شنو هي العلاقة ما بين الهوبيز and accident. ولكن this is the most important. Why? I don't know. تقدر تقول لي علاش؟ Any thought? Can you guys hear me? Yeah, I mean, we need not only understanding the correlation, we need a specialist. خاصنا شي متخصص في psychologist ويقدر يشرح لنا يعني أنا as data scientist, maybe you as data scientist, there is no way we can determine that hidden relationships between hobbies and claims being fraudulent and legitimate. صعب جدا ولكن هذا الشيء اللي لقات machine learning. Okay, this is what machine learning found. Can you see حدين they are very minimal. Maybe we need to remove them. Maybe you need to remove them. Maybe we should keep maybe 10 only most influential. يعني هاد الخضرين هذا that's it. Okay. So now we are going to do something different. Yeah, we are going to do something different. We are going to build another model, but today, I mean, we are going to use INN. Of course, as I said, I am not going to explain. I'm going to talk about INN just in a nutshell, without going into details. But if you guys are interested, we could design. We could design another maybe 5-6 weeks learning deep learning. Here we go. So we are going to import the libraries again: NumPy, Matplotlib, Pandas. Okay, we are reading version number 4. Let's take a look into our target variable. It's still the same. I'm gonna try to drop a few features. Okay. What is this? Oh, I'm gonna keep them for now. Okay, again, we need to identify X and Y. We need to split our data into 80 and 20. So we got 33. Okay, looking into the dummy models again, is 75. Feature importance. Okay. So we got 33 features. Let's talk about the artificial intelligence. Very quick, then I'll take you to the codes. Okay, so machine learning is a method of mimicking how we human beings make decisions in our lives. So we make a lot of decisions in our lives, especially big decisions. We make decisions based on information. We make decisions based on comparing. We make decisions based on some facts. We make decisions based on some errors or a historical decision that we made and we failed, so we learn from them. So we make decisions using information based or similarity based or probability based or error based. So machine learning is a way we mimic how humans make decisions. And we have a lot of models that we design that learning from historical data using information-based learning or similarity-based learning or probability-based learning or error-based learning. And that is machine learning. Deep learning is trying to mimic the way our brain works. So in our brain, we have 10, maybe 100 billion of neurons. So we got a lot of neurons in our brain. As we understand it, one neuron has 3 parts. One neuron has 3 parts. Okay, it has 3 parts. Yeah, this is part number 1. These are called dendrites. Is what connecting the biological neuron to other biological neurons and to the outside. So this dendrites it does collect information from the environment using, of course, the 5 senses that Allah created in us. The sense, the hearing, smelling, touching. So we get the information. The information are collected in the speed of light, maybe faster than speed of light. Then this information got stored in the heart of this biological neuron. It's called the nucleus. And of course the magic is done. Qudratullah subhanahu wa ta'ala, this is where all the information got collected. Then decision is going to be fired, and the decision is carried out as a partial decision or full decision to the other neurons, and a neuron could be could be linked up to, or could be connected up to 1,000 other neurons. So these neurons have three things in common. Number one, they can deal with incomplete data, fast processing, learn and adapt, and degrade gracefully. Example, incomplete data. مثلا هنا في أمريكا إلا كنتي مثلا غادي في شي شارع كتسوق بواحد السرعة منتصف الليل، شوية بان لك واحد الضوء زرق من البعيد، يعني حتى ولو ما كنتيش عارف بأن راه داك بوليسي كيتسناك، يعني حتى ولو ما عندكش المعلومات الكافية باش تعرف بأن داك بوليسي، your brain is gonna tell your body to slow down. And our brain can process, can make a decisions without having complete data. That is number one. Number two, تقدر تكون كتسوق وكتنضغ المسكة مثلا وكتسند الموسيقى وكتهضر مع صاحبك. So you are doing so many things at the same time, and your brain is collecting the data simultaneously, parallel. يعني ماشي دماغ كيتسند الموسيقى هي الاولى، عاد كيمشي انت كتاكل كيجبد المعلومات، عاد مشي انت كتهضر مع صاحبك. No, what you are doing, multitasking, your brain is collecting all the information in a parallel processing. Learn and adapt. مثلا في هذاك سميتو ديال البوليس، مباشرة انت فاش شتي الضوء الازرق، انا في امريكا كاين الضوء الازرق مباشرة، فاش حتى في المغرب راه كاين، منين كتشوف داك الضوء سواء كان بوليسي ولا كان شي حاجة اخرى، your body or you adapt, you are gonna slow down, otherwise you know it's gonna happen. You are gonna get pulled over, you maybe get jailed, maybe get a ticket. There's so many things that you know is gonna happen. Degrade gracefully. منين كتفوت ديك النقطة اللي فيها داك الضوء، عاد كترجع عاود تاني لطبيعتك الأولى اللي هي driving fast. هذه بعض characteristics ديال neurons كيما كنفهموهم حنا البشر دابا. Of course there is going to be ملي غادي يكون عاوتاني advanced science نقدر نكتشفوا شي حاجة اللي احنا ما عارفينهاش دابا، ولكن as of today these are the key functions of how our neurons brain. السؤال واش نقدروا نديزاينيو، can we design something that processes the data the way these neurons process the data. Neurons, they have three parts. We got the dendrites هي اللي كتجبد المعلومات من الفضاء الخارجي باستعمال الحواس الخمسة. البيانات كتجمع في القلب ديال هاد النورونز، والله تعالى كيتدخل، يعني كما احنا ما فاهميناش بزاف، ولكن إلا عندنا شي دكتور هنا يقدر يشرح علينا أكثر. على أي حال المعلومات كتجمع هنا وكتبروسيسها، then an action كاين واحد action is going to be fired. داك الاكشن كيمشي على في الاكسون، اوكي تكونيكت عاوتاني مع النورونز اخرين، وداك النورونز كتكونيكتا مع نورونز، النورونز كتكونيكتا مع نورونز، حتى one neurons can be connected to up to 1,000 neuron. وفي الاخر الدماغ كيقول لك stop ولا slow down ولا turn left turn right، ولا your body is you are gonna take a decision. ولكن هذه العملية كاملة راه في واحد، يعني في عملية حسابية، يعني واحد المدة زمنية قليلة جدا جدا. كتشوف البوليسي مباشرة كتحبس كتسلاو داون، ولكن داك قبل من كتشوف دا الشورتي ولا الضوء عن بعد ولا البادي ديالك كيقول لك سلاو داون، راه الملايين ديال العمليات يعني الكهربائيه ولا السيجنالز ولا البروسيسين اللي دارت في دماغنا سبحان الله قبل ما ناخذ داك ديسيجن. Can we design something similar to the biological neuron? And that is what we called artificial neural net. Artificial neural net هي هذه. So this is the biological neuron. This is the INN. So عندنا the first part. So which is going to be input. هذه الانبوت. Then عندنا layers. They are called hidden layers. This is where the process or where the data is being processed. So within each and every neuron, we get the summation multiplied by activation function, then multiplied by weight, and of course we are going to have activation function, and we got an output. Yeah, this is INN. بلا ما ندخل في التفاصيل مع الاسف هذا الاي artificial intelligence خاصة هي واحد 10 ديال ويكس. Okay, so any question please? Any question please?
It's clear, sir.
Thank you. مع الأسف as I said it's a lot بزاف باش يعني it's a lot وما عندناش الوقت باش ندخل في التفاصيل. دابا عطيتكم غير النوشن ان شاء الله تعالى الا تحت لنا فرصه نقدر نديرو شي another 10 weeks. انا وعدتكم بالان NLP. yeah, we are gonna do NLP. الله اعلم امتى maybe مباشره بعد رمضان نقدر ندير NLP ومن بعد يعني في السامر ولا من نرجع يعني بعد السامر نقدر نديرو هذا الارتفيشال انتليجنس. Okay, so we are going to import the INN, there is a few libraries that are designed for artificial intelligence. One of them is TensorFlow. So we are going to import TensorFlow. Hopefully it's working. No, it's not. So I need to install these libraries. Okay. Can I import? Okay, so we got 20. We got 20 features. So we installed the TensorFlow. Of course, I'm using 2.11. Okay, a few things that we need. I am not going to go through the codes. Unfortunately, it's a lot. But let's go through. As I said, the INN has three parts. Yeah, we got inputs, input layer, and of course we are going to have here hidden layer, and we got an output layer. and this input, they are fully connected. So this is the way, this is the structure. Few things. So these inputs, number one, they have to be scaled. Okay, and we got input scaled, and this is the first line. This is the first line, and yes, we initiate the structure. We are going to add a layer, the input layer, which is going to take 19. So it's going to take 19 inputs, and we are going to use the activation function relu, and we are going to simply use the uniform as the initializer. Then we could add another hidden layers. We could add a third, we could add a fourth. Then at the end, we are going to have the output. The output is going to be sigmoid activation function, because we have a binary target variable 0 or 1. Then the way this INN works, it's going to process one claim at a time. So for example, claim number 1, claim 1, and we know that claim 1 is 1, for example. So we process 19 inputs of claim number 1, we did the math, activation function, weight, etc. And if it's 1, then we are good. Then we are going to move to claim 2. Then claim 2, we process its 19 features. We go through the weight activation functions. And for claim 2, for example, it's 1, but we got 0. So what we need to do is we need to backpropagate to go change the weight. We need to change the weight. So we keep changing the weight until we have a weight that works for claim number 2, but we need to make sure it works for claim number 1 also. So when we backpropagate, we don't want to learn the positions of the weight. So that is why sometimes we need to tell it, tell the system, when we backpropagate, I want you to shut down 20% of the neurons of the activation. I'm sorry, of the neurons of activation of the hidden layers. Okay, now we need to set. We are going to set. There are many methods of going back and change the weight, which is called backpropagation. And these methods, we could go back every time we ran one claim at a time, or we could wait until we ran 100 claims. That is called batch. So there are many optimizers. One of them is Atom, and of course there are more than 16, 17 optimizers as far as I know. And the activation function, excuse me, is looking for the improving the binary cross entropy, and of course we need to calculate the accuracy. This is in a nutshell how this code works. Unfortunately, we don't have time to design them from scratch or go through them one at a time. So we are going to run this very quick. Now we need to predict. We are going to do some prediction. And finally, so we established the INN. Then we are going to tell the system. Of course, we don't want the system to run all the way to the end. We are going to tell the system if to stop learning is called early stopping. If we don't learn by 5%, so something like this. So you set a threshold. You're telling it, hey, I don't want you to run all the way to the end. Simply run but if you don't learn by this percentage, just stop it. Now we need to determine the size and the epoch. The size means how long or how many claims that we need to process before we do backpropagation. And we are telling here we are doing 25, means we are going to run 25 claims all as a batch. Then we are going to compare the y hat of this the prediction of this 25 with their actuals. Then we go back to change the weight. How many times you can go back? Up to 30 times. If we don't get the weight fixed, then we have to move on with another with the second 25 claims. Okay, and now it's sequential is incompatible. Okay, so we got 19. So the problem is we need to change this value. We need to change this value. It's going to be 18. Sequential is incompatible. Okay. Excuse me. We got 19. Yeah. Oh. 20 is going to be 19. But before we split, yeah, I'm looking for we got orange. We got 20. Yeah, we got 20. Simply means we are gonna, the input is 19 and the output is 1. Now it's telling me input of layer is 2 is incompatible sequential 2. So what is sequential 2? Let's remove the sequential 2 for now. Sequential 3 is incompatible. What do you mean sequential 3? Okay, so now let's calculate the accuracy, and we got 82. Not that bad. Actually, we got 86. And so we are comparing the training on 80% versus training on the 20%. So for the loss, we started losing too much information, then normalizing, and that is the accuracy for. And this is the accuracy. It was very bad. Then we jumped into around 80s. I think, as you see here, these two lines, the red one and the orange, they match. Simply means the model is doing great. We are comparing how the model is doing in the evaluation data set and the valuation data set, and also how it does into the 80%. Okay. Okay, so now let's I need to find the URL or the location of the file. So it is going to be properties. Here we go. I need to store my codes. I store the file into a specific location. There we go. Yeah, this is our working directory. And now I'm going to save. So I built a model. This is INL, very quick. Unfortunately, as I said, we don't have time to explain how this works. Then I'm going to save the model using, I'm going to name it Artificial Intelligence INN Model H5. So now I want to find this model. What is the range of the data that was used to make a decision? And this is very important. So we built a model using these properties. And one of the questions that you'll be asked at the interview is if we have a model, and I'm going to ask you this question, everybody. If you have a model that is being deployed into production, when do you think we need to change it? When do you think we need to change this model? And question for everybody. If you have a model that's been tested successfully in the test environment, then now we employed into production. It's been working for a while. And the question is, when do we, I mean, of course, a model is not going to run forever. The model is not going to run forever. So we got to stop it. Please hold on, ma'am. Please hold on. So the model has been running for a while, but the question is, when do we need to change the model? Anyone, please?
When the futures change.
Yes. When the data assumptions changes. Okay, so we built a model using age, for example, and we got 19 and 64. If we give it an age, if your future data is the minimum is 19 and 65, is not going to work. So you got to give it a data with this range. Umbrella limit, you have to have a minimum minus a million, maximum a million or 10 millions. Capital gains is the same. So this is the ranges that we have to have in the future data. If any of these ranges changes, your model is not going to work. So the model was built using some ranges in the features provided. Okay, that's very important. This is very important to understand this. So the model, once it's live, it is expecting a data with the same characteristic that of the data that we use to build a model. And one of the question is when to change it is if the data changes. لكن السؤال المطروح واش حنا غادي نتسناو حتى data changes عاد غادي نتشانجيو الموديل ديالنا. What do you think we should do? تصوروا مثلا عندنا واحد الموديل دار كاين دابا في البرودكشن وخدام يعني is doing what supposed to do, وهذاك الموديل is critical, very critical. مثلا عندنا البنك، عندنا واحد الموديل in there model. هذا الموديل هذا اش كيدير؟ either accept or deny loans application. هذا الموديل is doing very great. وكل نهار كيتريتي لنا 10,000 20,000 5,000 applications، 500 600 مهم. There are a lot of applications that go through the model. The model score them, and of course as a human we use the score to simply approve or deny a loan. ولا بد من هذا الموديل it has to work 24/7، خصو يخدم 24/7. then واحد الليلة data changed and of course the model is gonna stop. واش حنا غادي نتسناو حتى لهاد الليلة هادي ولا حتى لهاد النهار هذا عاد غادي نفكروا حقارة data change let's do it again. What do we think we should do?
Using a simple methods like stacking.
No ma, that's too late. دابا عندنا الموديل في البرودكشن، عندنا موديل دابا خدام كيجري يعني it's running. وهذا الموديل we need it and it cannot be off. ما خصوش يتوقف. إلا بقيتي كتسناي، إلا بقيتي إلا تغيرت البيانات ديالك داك الموديل غيتوقف. وإلا توقف الموديل يعني so many decisions they are going to be delayed, so many applications will be delayed. Of course you are going to be losing business, you are going to be losing clients. بزاف ديال المشاكل كتجي موراها. حنا خصنا نفكروا، خصنا ناخذ اجراءات قبل ما data changes. شنو هي هاد الاجراءات اللي خصنا نعملوا عليها؟ Okay, in sampling, stacking, that should have been done in the testing environment many months ago. دابا حنا عندنا في البرودكشن لايف كاينه شي حاجه ما غاديش نرجعوا للور بقى نديروا stacking ولا decision tree ولا other models. We already have a model. Sad no.
To deploy the model in mini posts.
No, it's too late. Anyone, please? Anyone? Just try.
Do we know if the data is going to change in the future?
Say again?
Do we know that the data is going to change in the future?
حنا ماش نتسناو حتى it is going to change. Data
We know it already. We are aware of it.
No, we don't know it yet.
We can anticipate.
No, we don't know yet, but we have to prepare. ما خصكيش تبقاي يعني كتسني حتى الداتا changes عاد كتقولي فوالا I'm gonna fix it. Like I'm gonna fix it is gonna take another week to fix your model. شنو غادي نديرو قبل ما نوقعوش في هذا السيناريو هذا؟ لان الموديل ديالنا يتوقف، ولا توقف الموديل الا كان الموديل عنده مرتبط بزاف ديال ديسيجنز في الشركه غيتوقف.
Do we keep retraining the model on the data every time, like every I don't know, every like we put a period after which we
Yes.
keep retraining the model.
Yes. That is exactly what you need to do, Fatima Zara. Thank you. Now, we build a model and historical data. Historical data. Okay, let's say that we build a model من عندنا واحد historical data اللي هي مثلا من 2010 till December of 2022. هذا هو historical ديالنا. ف January 1st درنا الموديل for production. اوكي درنا الموديل for production يعني خدام يعني نسوي monitor is good. وفي هذا في الموديل ديال production دابا شنو عندنا في الهيستوريكال داتا عندنا من 2010 حتى 2022 ودابا زدنا عليها January 1st. وهاد البيانات الجديده غادي ننزلوها غادي تولي حتى هي هيستوريكال داتا وغادي نديرو تيستي في another model. هذا الموديل هذا كيتسمى وين موديل وحنا غادي نديرو تيست في موديل اخر كيتسمى champion model. البيانات البيانات ملي كتولي البيانات ديال النهار سا ديبون على الفريكوينسي. الا كان الموديل كيجري يعني if the model runs every week then we have to wait for every week data. If the model runs every minute then we have to get the minute data. If the model runs every month then we have to wait for a monthly data. هنا هذا runs every day. So every day هاد البيانات ديال النهار اللي وقعت في ذاك النهار كنزيدوا ها الهيستوريكال داتا ديالنا وعندنا واحد الموديل كتسمى تشامبيون موديل اللي كنتيستيو فيه هذا الموديل هذا. So every day we get new data, we run the model. منين كيتوقف هذا عندنا واحد الموديل already مباشرة كنطلعوا الموديل الثاني ريبلاسي الموديل القديم وكتستمر العملية. يعني ما كتسناش حتى الاخر حتى يوقع المشكل عاد كتحاول تصلحه. يعني proactive يعني خصك expect there is going to be a change of data. You have to expect that the model is not going to run forever. The model is going to die, it's going to expire, within a period of time. So you got to be prepared for that. And how do you prepare yourself is we are going to use the daily data generated, and we are going to take the new data generated by the frequency, either weekly, monthly, yearly, or daily, and add it to the historical data and use the historical data to test other models. So when the model that we have in production got stuck with change of the data, now we have a model, champion model, to replace it right in the flight without wasting any minute. Are you guys clear? Clear?
Yes.
Great.
Thank you.
هادو هما the requirement ديال data. Now we are going to move into so we save the model. Okay. Now we are going to use the Flask to create. So Flask is a micro web framework that is designed using to build applications. It's built using Python, and we are going to use it. So what I did when we had the error, simply Google it. There's a lot of resolution or solutions out somewhere online. So we import the models again, the modules again, and we import the Flask. and this is our expectation. This is our expectation. This is what we built the model, and the model is stored the model is stored in this location. So we saved the model. We saved the model as artificial intelligence INN model 5H. So we are going to get that model. Let's take a look into the summary. And so this model is going to use the 364 parameters to run. And now we need to set the conditions. So we have some characteristic of the data. So we need to tell the system, we are going to build a Flask, and we are going to tell it. So we are going to tell the model, number one, look into the features. So the first thing we're going to do is look into the features. Do we have, so when we have, we got some data here, and we got our model. So the data will be fit into the model, and of course the decision will be taken. So number one, we need to check this data. So we built a model using 19 features, and now we don't know how many features that we have in this data. It could be 90, it could be 16, it could be someone out there in the database, they decided to remove one feature, but they didn't know that the model is running, and it depends on that feature. Of course, the model is gonna throw some errors. It's not gonna work. So the first thing we gotta do here is number one, check if we have the features. So we need to check if we have age, umbrella limit, capital loss, gain, total, fraud. All of these features, we need to have them in the data. That is number one. Number two, once we check a feature, we need to check again the range. So the model is going to do two things. Number one, check features. Number two, check range of these features. So in this snippet of codes, I'm checking if we have the value, and also I'm checking if we have the expected range of that value. If not, you are gonna get an error, says error, and of course you are gonna get the error name. Either the error is going to tell you I don't have this feature, or the error is going to tell you yes, I have the feature, but the range is not what I'm expecting. So now we are running. So this is all the features that we are going to use, and now it's running on a Flask. Flask is a micro web application. Now it's running. So we are going to go to the last model, last file. This is where we are actually going to try something very important. Okay, now we are going to try. Our models. Okay, we are going to import the model. Here we go. And let's take a name. Today we got عبد الدايم الباكيلي. He called. شحال في عمرك السي عبد الدايم؟ قال لنا 67. Total claims اعطانا واحد. Incident severity 9. We got some numbers in there. شنو كتوقعوا من الموديل يعطينا؟ What the model is going to do? Number one, the model is going to check all these features. Do we have all these features in the list? That is number one. Number two is going to check the range. ده بعدنا في الage range is من 19 تا 64 وده بعطينه 67. عبدام قال لنا ودي رانا في عمري 67. I'm going to run it. ودابا غادي نشوفوا واش عبدام عنده الكليم ديالو واش legitimate or fraudulent. عطانا out of bound. قال لنا ودي راه الايدج ديالك راه عنده 67 عام وانا كنتسنى منك تعطيني شي واحد اللي عنده ما بين 19 and 64. total claim. اوكي غادي نتشانجيو هذا اللي نعطيه عبد الدايم 49. Okay, now we are going to run it and الدايم is legitimate. يعني هذا الكليم ديال عبد الدايم يعطينا باستعمال هاد الفيتشرز الفاريبلز. His claim is legitimate at 82% accuracy. Okay, folks?
Okay.
Questions, concerns, please? واش كاينه شي هذه طريقه يعني it's a lot of manual. So كاين واحد البرنامج سميتو بوستمان. هذا البوستمان خصك هي فري تنزلو. Let's do start home. Unfortunately, my trial version has ended. يعني ما قدرت نستعمله. لكن هذا البوستمان يعني نقدروا هذه المعلومات هذه اللي درنا في الفلاسك. This information pass them to the postman وكيعطيك واحد الابليكيشن كيعطيك الريزلت كيقول لك هاد الكلمه هادي fraudulent وكيعطيك الاي دي ديالها. this is the ID وتقدر هذاك البوستمان تقدر اي واحد في الشركه يشوفها. you could invite all your team. الناس اللي خدامين معك في our insurance decision management كيعرفوا بان هاد السيد اللي عيط علينا في الصباح الكليم ديالو يعني الموديل determined that this is a legitimate claim. Just do it. Okay. Questions, concerns? Questions, concerns, please.
Please, how can I use the Postman program?
ممكن انزلي سيري go to Google and download it. Go to Google and download Postman وهذا مع الأسف أنا ديالي expired so I need to buy the license.
teacher, it's not expired. Just you have lots teams there.
No.
Otherwise, it's blocked. But it's free for using. But if you add lots teams,
Let me
you
see.
need to upgrade it.
Yeah, maybe you are right.
Yes, I had the same problem in the past with my colleagues. So just delete some teams and it works.
Yeah, you might be all right. Let's try.
Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna remove all of these. And thank you so much. I thought the license is expired. I'm gonna try to figure out how to do it. So when you download the application, so the first thing we gotta do is we are gonna start a new request. Okay, so we are gonna do post. Yeah, right. And if you guys need me to run another session, it's going to be just a few minutes, 10-20 minutes next weekend, inshallah we can do that. Okay folks, that is the end of the program.
Thank you.
About the project, so now the deal, I'm going to talk with Moulay University about the certificates. But to have access to the exam and also to get the project, you need to pay $20 first to secure that the fee for the certificate. Then you are gonna have access to the exam, and also you will have access to the project. For the project, we are gonna do another session. It's I don't know yet. It's going to be a data science project. Salma is going to be a data science project. It's a real project, or it could be simply a challenge. It could be simply a challenge that I want to see how you guys think using what you have learned. And of course, you could use whatever tools you want. I really don't care. At the end of the day, is you have to have a result. You have to present. So the exam is going to be 50 multiple choice time. Maybe you are going to have 30 minutes or 25 minutes or 50 minutes. I don't know yet. And so we are going to have one more session maybe next weekend, but it is not going to be 4 in the morning. It could be mid of the day or evening your time. So we'll figure out the time to meet next weekend. So folks, that's it for today. We are done with the program. As I said, I promise to do an NLP inshallah pretty much soon, and also we could do an NLP. Then we could move to computer vision and to data visualization. Then whatever topic you guys wants to learn, definitely we can design a program around it. So any question, concerns before I dismiss you? Any question or concern, please? Okay folks, that's it for today. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته. إلى اللقاء.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله. شكرا جزيلا أستاذ.
قبل ما before guys dismiss you, ممكن بس ارتسامات كل واحد. Let's do this. Can you please use your camera just use your camera, and now let's get to know one another. كآخر يعني just use your camera and أعطيني ابتسامتك. You know, if you have any feedback, of course I am not perfect. I am not the knowledgeable. أنا كان أعترف لكم أنا ماشي يعني خبير في دراسة artificial intelligence. I'm simply doing my best. I need your feedback. Yeah, please use your camera, listen to know one another, and introduce yourself. What do you do and how you feel about the program? Please. Everybody, Akhawat, use your camera, please. And introduce yourself. Ahmed Yaqub, go ahead, meet yourself and...
Assalamu alaikum. I am
Assalam.
Ahmed Yaqub. I am a PhD student in Slimane, Cadi Ayyad University.
No, مرحبا.
And I am a geologist. I am a PhD in earth science. So I am a very beginner in this kind of field.
Yeah.
And I really like the course, and it's very, very pedagogical. And I mean, as a beginner, I get the idea, and I am really interested in it. So it sparked my interest, and I will follow this path and learn deeper. Unfortunately, now I am in Italy for a period, so it takes me a lot of time to settle down. So I have missed some sessions. I am a bit confused in the last sessions, so I have to go back to recording and start again. And thank you so much,
You're welcome.
Really, and thank you very much. I really appreciate the effort. It's not easy to do a course in 4 a.m. in your time. It's really my gratitude for you. Thank you.
Thank you. You're welcome. Yeah. Inshallah ta'ala, I will be in Morocco in summer, ونتمنى نتلاقى معكم إن شاء الله يعني build a network. And of course, you know, one thing that I want you to know is you don't need to take any program of mine if you need help or if you need support. إذا محتاج أي مساعدة سواء كنت حاضر معنا أو لا تسمعني مستقبلا, if you need any help, please reach out to me. I will be more than happy to assist you inshallah. Okay, Latifa? ما كان سمعوكش لطيفة, ما كان سمعوكش. No, ما كان سمعوكش. No, ما كان سمعوكش. ما كان سمعوكش. Okay, جديري, أخت جديري. Yeah, unmute yourself. وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله.
I am Beni Mellal. I am PhD of computer science. I am just a beginner in the field of artificial intelligence. So I am very grateful for your efforts to make winner of this field, and your courses will be very, very useful for me because I will teaching artificial intelligence to my students. So thank you very much.
You're welcome. Yeah. مرحبا الله. You're welcome. أسماء.
السلام عليكم.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله.
I'm Asma Amalki. I'm a developer and a PhD student in my first year. And it's my first time with data science. I want to thank you very much, sir, for your time and for efforts. I have a pleasure to assist you.
بارك الله تعالى فيكم. I'm happy it works, and again I'm happy to assist with whatever I can inshallah.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Safia, Nasih. Safia, go unmute yourself. كان سمعوك, unmute yourself.
السلام عليكم.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله.
First of all, I thank you very much for this for these sessions, even if I couldn't assist to all of them. But I think it's a very good. I think it's we have a need as Moroccan or as researchers to have this notion. I'm a PhD student in Hassan II University, and the subject of my research is about blockchain, even if it's a little bit has not a very good relationship with data science, but it's, I think blockchain and data science has both the future of the science in general. Thank you so much.
Yeah, welcome. If you need help with blockchain, I can help you, inshallah.
Thank you very much.
Fatim Zahra? Yeah, please unmute yourself. You are muted. There we go. Now you can talk. Fatim Zahra, you can talk.
السلام عليكم. أنا فاطمة زهرة. أنا طالبة في الجامعة ديال ابن طفيل في سلك الإجازة هذا العام في الكمبيوتر ساينس. في حقيقة الرؤية ديالي أنا نكمل في الماستر في البيج داتا والكلاود كومبيوتينغ. هذا الكورس it was really valuable for me. والله لا حسيت باللي I economize a lot of time. حيت we appreciate your effort and we appreciate what you give us. You give us really the best practice. أنا تنقرأ باقي ما وصلت للداتا ساينس، مي تنقرأ جانبا على الداتا ساينس. But I found with you the best practice, really the best practice. Thank you very much for your efforts. بارك الله إن شاء الله.
لا يبارك فيكم. Okay, anyone else? الحسين.
السلام عليكم.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله.
حسين عباد، أنا من مراكش السنبواني. مرحبا بك.
في مراكش ياك؟
في مراكش وي.
إن شاء الله تعالى. يس.
أنا أستاذ في بروفيسور أغريجيو ماتيماتيك.
ما شاء الله.
بلوس دو طون مع تقريبا دابا شي 20 عام في كلاس بريباراتوار في أغريجي. ديجا درت ان ماستر موديليزاسيون ودرت اون تيت في السملاليه ديال ستاتيستيك بارامتريك.
ما شاء الله.
شو سانتيريسي لهاد الداتا ساينس ماشين ليرنين، لان بويسك انا ستاتيسيان probabilities دونك عندي بوكو دو تيوري. عندك a very very good background. وي
عندك واحد الباك جراوند كبير جدا.
وي اللي ناقصني هو هذا الشيء اللي عطانا السم.
مرحبا اخي.
يعني هذا c'est le para statistique. Comment gérer, comment oui.
راه عندك راه دارا ساينس راه يعني واحد 30 40 50% ديال دارا ساينس كلها statistics 100% كلها مع.
تاني بروغرام ما عندي بزاف بوكو دو بروغرام. غير اللي خصنا بزاف هو غير هاد شونجينيز ديدي. شي واحد اخر خيري مي زعما استفدنا من السم دواني ونشكرك بزاف. وانا من الناس اللي تبعوك من الحلقه الاولى.
الحمد لله خير. الله يكرمك.
انا فيديو وتنشكرك بزاف. نتمنى ان شاء الله انك زدنا مازالك حيت
ان شاء الله تعالى. ان شاء الله تعالى. انا الاشاره انا نخليها لكم مفتوحه. دابا عندي في الجعبه ديالي ال NLP و ديب ليرنين، لكن نخليها لكم مفتوحه. اي سابجيكت بغيتوا تقراو قولوها لي وان شاء الله تعالى we can design a program around it. نقدر احنا نجيب
شكرا وانا جيتي مراكش سول فينا. مرحبا بك
ان شاء الله. I will I promise I will ان شاء الله.
دابا انت
ولكن دابا راه كانت سالك واحد داك طنجه سميتها طنجره.
مرحبا السلواني. اوكي دونك سوي سور الا جيتي غندير لك طنجيه
ان شاء الله. طنجيه يس دارس
مراكش.
مرحبا.
اوكي ماشي مراكش خلاص. انا ولد زاد من الجبال بحال
انا ولد بني ملال.
ولد ازيلا قلت
ازيلا
صافي بليزير بان شي واحد ديالنا.
الله يكرمك اخي.
السملاليه من ازيلا وصل هذا
هذا فضل من الله تعالى.
وبارك الله فيك.
الله يبارك
شكرا بزاف.
مرحبا. شكرا. الباكري عبد الدايم. الله يحفظ البنيتين ان شاء الله.
امين. السلام عليكم.
وعليكم السلام. Hello. You speak English?
تسمعني مزيان؟
Speak English.
How much English you speak?
A lot.
ما شاء الله ما شاء الله. الله يحفظك. قولي امين. How do you learn English? School?
No, I just watch TV.
ما شاء الله ما شاء الله. Okay brother. Okay, go ahead عبدين.
Okay. So سي محمد الله يجازيك بخير.
مرحبا اخي.
هذه اول حاجه خصنا بويسكو حنا مسلمين خصنا نطلبوا لك رحمه الوالدين. الله يرحم الوالدين باسكو سيتي ان بليزير والله. The course it was very interesting. The topics, the module is very complex and really it was very complete. And I had lots things. I learned lots things about data sciences, and especially in the technical part. It was very interesting. So you took the topics, and we learned this week's a lot of things by practice, and that's what all people need in this moment, to talk theory and go to practice. The practice it's very important, and it was very interesting for me, maybe for the other students. So الله يجازيك بخير والله يحفظ الوالدين والله يجعل في الميزان المقبول. هادشي اللي نقدروا نقولوا لك، حيتاش it was very interesting. تتنوض مع 4 الصباح، تتوجد الكورس، تتعطي بزاف ديال الحوايج. الكورس تتحطهم عاوتاني، زعما شي حاجه ما نقدروش نعبروا لك عليها.
مرحبا اخي كريم.
فهموا هادشي بزاف.
هذا اخي كريم شرف. مرحبا، هذا شرف، وانا في خدمه المغاربه وفي خدمه الوطن، ونتمنى لكم التوفيق ان شاء الله، ونتمنى ما تكونش هذه اخر علاقتي بكم. يعني ان شاء الله تعالى I'm going to be available through LinkedIn, through WhatsApp. If you need help with your thesis of your project, please feel free to reach out to me. And as I said, I promise to support as much as I can. Okay, folks. نعم.
استاذ بغيت غير اجوتي واحد الحاجه.
نعم.
راه الطلبه المغاربه زعما في المغرب والله الا محتاجين النوع ديال الاساتذه بحال هذا، حيتاش كاينين الاساتذه اللي تيبغيو يديروا الخير، غير الامكانيات ما كاينينش عندهم، حيتاش يا سوا الجامعات ما تيدعموش، ولا مثلا لي بروغرام تيكونوا شويه صغيرين. ما كرهناش انك انت تزيد تدعم هذا الشيء، حيت الشباب زعما المغاربه اللي باقيين تيقراو، سيرتو الطلبه اللي باقيين مساكن ما عندهمش، ولا اللي باقيين يلاه بادين، راه محتاجين هذا النوع. سيرتو تيكونوا دايخين بين التيوري والبراتيك، راه ما تيقدروش يوصلوا. وسيرتو دابا النيفو ديال الداتا ساينس مثلا، لا في الخدمات مثلا اون بيرسون اللي تيبغي يمشي يخدم ولا تيبغي يكمل القرايه ديالو، صعيب عليه باش انه يتوفق، حيت تيطلبوا ليكسبيريونس، والناس ما تيكونوش عارفين، عارف غير التيوري، ولكن البراتيك ما عارفش بزاف ديال الحوايج. فريمون علاش انا دويت على لا فورماسيون، حيت كانت كومبليت، كانت تتكمل داك التيوري اللي تيتعلموا الانسان، وبليس البراتيك، وعطيتي دي شوط اللي هما سامبل، واللي تعلمنا بهم بزاف ديال الحوايج اللي ما كانوش يبانوا لنا، ميم قرينا في داتا ساينس ولا شفنا فيها دي توتوريال ولا في البي اتش دي ولا فين ما تنشوفوا، راه صعيب باش انك تلقى هاد الكور بالتيوري والبراتيك بحال هكا كومبلي.
مرحبا اخي كريم. الا كاينه شي جامعه في المغرب اللي انا مستعد نقرر فيها. نعم.
نورمالمون هاد لا ميثود باش درتي انت هاد الكورس ديالك، نورمالمون راه ما كايناش في المغرب. عندنا في المغرب راه حنا براتيك بحال قلتي قليل بزاف. دونك يا داتا ساينس يا داتا انجينير في لي زيكول دانجينيور، حيت انا ولادي تيمشيو لي زيكول دانجينيور ولا البريبا، وتيكون معاهم اون كونتاكت من بعد ما تيمشيو تما. سي فريمون داكشي تيقرا في داتا ساينس اي في هذا الشيء هذا سي ميديوكر فريمون. الا زعما سوي سور بان عندنا واحد ماشي غير امونك، عندنا اون بريكاريتي في هذا لو جونغ دو كور اللي تيعطيك لا فيلوزوفي دو كور بليس لا براتيك. خلينا من المات، خلينا من لا تيوري، مي لا في هاد لو جونغ هذا فريمون راه في المغرب راه محتاجين بزاف. والله يجزيك بخير ودي السمواني.
اللي بغيت الفكره اللي بغيت نوصل، انا عندي واحد البرنامج في 30 اسبوع. هذا البرنامج فيه 30 اسبوع، وكنتلاقاو فيه 5 الخطرات في السيمانه. وكتعلم فيه دار الساينس من الصفر الى القمه. وانا مستعد هذا البرنامج هذا كيدير $16,000 هنا في امريكا، لكن كنبيعوه للجاليه الاسلاميه ولا ماينوريتيز هنا ب $3,000. انا مستعد نعطي هذا البرنامج هذا مجانا للطلبه المغاربه عبر جامعه. الا كاين شي جامعه اللي بغاتني نقري معاها مجانا I can do it. At the end of the day حنا بغينا مغاربه بزاف اللي يكونوا data specialist data professionals data scientists، وغادي تزيدني القيمه السوقيه ديال المغرب، وغادي نفتحوا افاق الانفستمنتس. يعني كاين بزاف. على اي حال I'm open if you can get me one university that is willing to host me for 12 months I can definitely teach data science for free إن شاء الله.
شكرا سلماني، بارك الله فيك.
مرحبا أخي الكريم. أوكي شباب، حان وقت صلاة الفجر. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته، وإلى اللقاء.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله. شكرا.
مرحبا.
نسمعونا كنعرف بنوريين. بارك الله فيك.
كنا عن ربي تبارك الله.
السلام عليكم.
السلام عليكم.
شكرا.